Matt's the most introverted or extroverted introvert I've ever met in my entire life.
But sometimes I think I can come across as, and I don't really care how I come across, but sometimes I think, and I'm not like Mr. Every door in my spiritual being is open and I'm super positive and all that. I have all my, areas of cynicism and negative thoughts and fears and all that stuff. But overall, I think definitely glass half full versus half empty. And
I would agree. I think that's part of the reason you and I get along so well, because we always come out of we're like optimists with like a little cynical side.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then you get us together and it's just the optimism overpowers.
That's right.
Whereas like on an individual level, the cynicism is kind of always like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And so you get us together and we always leave it feeling more optimistic than cynical. And I think it's part of the reason why, we've had, hundreds and hundreds of hours of conversation at this point. Yeah. And I feel like every time we do, I always end up leaving feeling a little bit more, just okay with my place in the world. And yeah, it's like, it's a good balance. You got to find people like that too.
Well, especially we're at different stages of our life, age-wise.
Which is so funny because I never think about your age.
Yeah.
Until I think about your age. Like, we're substantially different.
Yes.
Like a decade different.
Easily.
Yeah. And
almost two.
No. And it's just, it's not something that I really.
Yeah. I think I'm just like sort of age invisible.
Yeah.
There's something that people are always shocked by how old I am. And I think with you kids, I don't know. I can merge between generations or something. I don't know what it is.
I feel like when you're having a conversation about things that actually matter.
Yeah.
I don't want to. That sounds really bad. Like things that actually matter. But I do think when you've kind of cut out. It helps that you and I have a lot of similar interests and things like that. But all of that aside, when you do pull out a lot of like the bullshit of a day-to-day mundane conversation.
Yeah. And just like what's going on culturally, younger people are going to be tapped into different things. Like I feel definitely a gulf when I see you whipping through AI stuff. And I'm like my dad watching me play a video game. Like, what the hell is this? I know how to play pinball, son. What's this? What's this Tecmo Bowl?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. So like, there's moments like that where I'm like, yeah, Alex is like 28 years old or however old you are. Like he's doing things that I don't easily do and can figure out. But then you also do stuff with old shit too. Like
a lot of typewriters. Honestly, a lot more shit with old stuff. Like, no, I think, that's part of that's just. So that's an interest of mine.
But you find those areas of sort of timelessness, right? Conversations about life issues and things that are going on, books that are from the past, from maybe especially mostly the past.
The future.
We're not really. We're going to see movies from the 30s together. So we didn't go see Alien Romulus, but we went and saw Citizen Kane.
Holy cow! Should we talk about that on this podcast?
I kept thinking of like a title for something because after we talked, I was like, "This is the sort of the lame title," but it's like something like I saw Citizen Kane for the third time for the first time.
Yeah,
something. Like
I think that's pretty much sums it up. Like I've seen it. Yeah, I'd seen it a couple of times prior, but
that's where the age melts away, right? Because we have a little bit of a sidewalk talk, and we wanted to talk more, but I had to go home. But we can go see a movie like that and then have a conversation that makes our age and our life experiences. Obviously, we bring to bear on the conversation, but we're not thinking about them while we talk about this, profound piece of work.
Yeah, I think. It is there's a quality of timelessness that you can have. And if I honestly, I think you should, I have another really close friend who's 85.
Yeah.
And like, we can have a conversation.
Right.
And like, I talked to him about like blockchain, and he was like, all right, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know. But no, I mean, but you can get into a conversation about great literature or film that really moved you.
Well, the underlying
writing.
spirit of blockchain, you can talk about decentralization. He can understand that. He may not understand the details and technological whatever of blockchain,
well,
but he can be like,
everything. I think everything. I guess the bigger picture point is everything can be broken down into like a core element that is essentially timeless.
That's right, and universally, we can connect to it universally.
And you've got to cut through the culture. Like, there's always going to be like culture and like PR spin kind of like containers on everything,
right?
And you've got to figure out a way to cut through all of that. I mean, it's not like I have to sit here and figure out like, how am I going to relate to Matt? Like, we just talk.
Right. Yeah. It just happens.
I mean, a lot of people in my life, I think, are like that.
Sure.
I don't really try to, the way I found the most success, and I think, this is a thing that great art has this quality too, is I try to not have, I just have the conversation that I want to have.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to change my, what I feel like talking about or what I'm interested. Like, I might, I might try to align our interests a little bit or something. But if I have an observation about something, I'm not going to be like, well, let me make assumptions about this person. I'm just going to, hey, I feel like this because of this, and I saw this and noticed this. And you know what? I feel like most people, when you just level with them and just are open and authentic, they get it.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer.